It is a little over 4 months since your weight loss surgery, and you already started gaining again. So obviously, that's a very bad situation we have with you. So you want to tell me what's going on and why you are pushing yourself to eat what you shouldn't be again?
I don't know. I'm sticking to the sheet that you gave me of not what not to eat. So I'm eating like real food, like you told me to. So I don't know why I didn't lose anything. I don't think.
This lady is so in denial, it is driving me nuts. What? Why do you think you can lie to the fat lie detector like that? Doctor now knows. He's been here. He's made people lose millions of friggin' pounds at this point by like nip tucking their tummies. So he knows when you're lying.
Surgery's working like it should. It just doesn't make sense.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sean back. More 600-pound life from your favorite former 600-pounder. And today we got Bethany Stout, 40 years old, weight 600 plus pounds, or else she wouldn't be on the TV show. So I did do a clip on her a long time ago. And if I remember correctly from the comments, it was a lot of people really mad at the way she was treating her daughters and acting towards them. But just recently, one of you emailed me and was like, hey, can you please do Bethany. Like, I need to know your opinions on that train wreck. And since you described her as a train wreck, I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Let's see what Bethany's got going on in her life. Oklahoma. She's with Amber Lynn Reed. Straight from the money shot. I didn't think we were going to go straight in for it, but all right. These people aren't wasting any time in today's episode.
I hate my life. I'm 40 years old and over 600 pounds now. And I literally feel like I'm falling apart.
You can get too fat to the point where you feel like you're breaking down, but starting out with I hate my life is pretty extreme.
I'm living in constant misery because of all the pain in my body that never goes away. And I have sores all over my body because of how my skin breaks down and how the folds chafe when I move around.
She's the first one I've seen put on a bra, though. But her skin, I don't think that's from breaking down. That looks like she's picking at something for sure.
But I can't just take it easy and do nothing all day, no matter the reason, because I'm a mom of 2 kids.
That's literally what we do. Nothing all day. We do nothing. We sit there, feel sorry for ourselves, and just eat. And it's sad, but it's what it is.
Isabella's my oldest. She's 18. And my youngest is Zoe, who's 10. My husband tries to help out, but he has to work most days. Zoe, can you come here a minute? Can you help me put my socks on?
This poor little girl. Could you imagine what she feels like just watching her mom like this every day? It's just terrible.
A lot of times they end up having to help me. And I hate that because it makes me feel like a burden.
My mom really struggles a lot. She can't really like bend down to put her socks on because she's not that mobile. So
If it's not within our reach from sitting, it belongs to the floor. If it hits the floor, it belongs there. You're not going to get it back. Unless you risk bending over to get it, you might take a head dive.
yeah, I put my mom's socks on for her.
I don't put a lot of responsibility on Zoe because she's only 10. But if I need help for bigger things, I try to rely on Isabella to help me with that. And a lot of times I feel like I put her in the position where she almost has to be the mother in the family.
Sweet. I don't put much on my 10-year-old. It's all up to my 18-year-old. She has to do all the mothering things.
What do you want for breakfast? I'm gonna start with like a honey bun and a muffin, and then if you'll make me like some scrambled eggs and some toast. Okay.
You pregame with a honey bun? Once we get to a certain level of fat, we don't really need to warm up with Little Debbie or anything, but all right.
I would say I'm the mother of the family, but I feel like I'm not a contributing member of the family. So Isabella is taking on a huge amount of responsibility. She'll cook, clean, and take Zoe to school. So she's taking on a lot, which is really unfair to her.
Pretty much, she's forced to grow up at 18 and act like a complete adult when at 18, you're kind of supposed to be selfish if I'm going to be real. Like at 18, you're the only person that exists in the world pretty much.
Isabella,
Yeah.
I want to have something to eat while you're making breakfast.
Okay.
Better start chewing air, huzzy. That's what I would tell her at least. M&Ms.
I think I have a lot of the responsibility for this household. I do all the cooking, I do all the cleaning, and I make sure Zoe's fed and bathed. I make sure that we have groceries in the house. So, I mean, it's a lot of pressure put on me, but I love my mom, and I will do anything for her no matter what.
Sweet. We start out with some like artificial cheese and crackers. Also, do you guys notice their 10-year-old kind of looks like Honey Boo Boo a little bit? Because I thought she had a Honey Boo Boo poster on the wall, but now I think it's just a picture of her daughter.
Are you ready for school?
Yeah.
Put your shoes in your backpack. I'm gonna take Zoe to school.
Okay. Be good. I love you guys.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
Tell me that's not Honey Boo Boo on the wall. Is that Honey Boo Boo? Is it? Also, she's got the electric leg thing. I'm surprised that engine's not burning out lifting those calves, man.
I wish I could do more and I want to do more, but as long as I'm gaining weight and eating like I do, I know I'm not going to be able to. And what I can do is just going to get less and less.
I can't do much. All I can do is the hash brown hustle.
As much as I hate that, I still can't stop eating like I want. Hey,
Hey, food's here.
okay.
Okay, I figured it out. Okay, we're in Oklahoma, right? So she got so big, so tornadoes couldn't carry her away, right? Because Oklahoma's tornadoes like city. Now this guy, he's a tornado. He's definitely in danger here. He's flying off in a heartbeat. She might be all right. I'd probably be all right too.
My husband Sheldon comes home on his lunch break to bring me my next meal so I can keep eating.
Bethany spends the majority of her time on the recliner. So I'm not here throughout the day, but I know she doesn't go out, she doesn't cook, and we've never really fought her on it because
you're scared to death. Look at you, man. A wet fart would blow you away. Probably drown you too, honestly. This guy is tiny, tiny. Also, he looks like somebody I saw in the Tiger King documentary in Oklahoma.
if Mama wants, Mama gets. So I'm not going to tell her how to eat. I'm not going to tell her how to take care of herself.
We sometimes eat together, but I prefer to be alone when I eat. Because to me, it's such a personal experience that I rarely want any distractions from it.
Damn, that hamburger's getting her all hot and heavy, huh? She don't even want her husband around. This poor little guy, man.
But as long as I can focus on the enjoyment I'm having, I'm good. And Sheldon knows that, so we don't talk much when I have food. But once I'm done, he makes sure I have enough to hold me over until Isabella and Zoe get home from school.
I don't know why they all describe food this way. I never found a climax cheeseburger. Like, I'm still looking for it, never found it. And if I could find one, man, that place would be going out of business because people would buy so damn many of those things. They'd run out of food.
And then I usually either keep eating with what Isabella brings me, or 2 or 3 times a week I take them to the grocery store.
2 or 3 times a week? Damn, that seems like a lot to go to the grocery store.
It's the only time I ever go out, and I can't handle being in the store with all the walking, so I just stay in the car. And even that's hard on my body. But what's gonna be even harder on it is if I don't have the food and snacks that I want. So no matter what, I'm making sure we're getting those things. And
This is just the most unrational way of thinking. Like, hey, if I don't have the food that I want, it's going to be way harder on my body knowing that you're already 600 pounds.
even though it takes a lot out of me, it's exciting for me because I love it all.
My mom, she used to be able to go to the grocery store and at least ride on the motorized carts. And now she's gotten to the point where she won't even get out of the car And I feel like it's hard because I want her to do these things and she can't.
It's hard to see her that sad, but seeing the way she talked about food and you're grabbing a bunch of Funyuns, this lady's probably flicking her bean to Funyuns or something. She seems to love food a lot.
But if you tell her no and you don't go do it, she's just gonna get mad and hateful. But if I do it, then I'm just putting her in a worse place than she's already in. And so I feel like I'm enabling her all the time.
If I could go inside the supermarket, I would just want to get everything and stay there forever because food is my happy place.
You remember how Mr. Beast would buy out the whole supermarket? Well, Mrs. Obese is coming there for the same damn reasons. Also, if she was nasty to me about food, those Planters peanuts are getting pitched to her head.
And there's no better feeling than being around it and eating it. And if I could, I would even trade sleep for food. And there's never a moment in my life or ever in my day where I'm ready to stop eating. So I have to always have it. And my life isn't right if I don't. And that's the way.
Also, they just bought a backup giant cookie because I already saw one sitting by the fridge at the start of this, unless she ate that when they weren't filming.
It's been for me for a while, since I was really young.
Flashback time.
From what I remember, things were good in my early childhood. It seemed pretty normal for me and happy.
Man, those mutton chops were something else, huh?
But most all those happy memories from then are with my grandmother because my parents weren't around much. My dad worked a lot. My mom wasn't home very often. So my grandmother was kind of the one who raised me.
Kind of sad. You hate to see it, but currently, right now, we're growing up with a generation where kids are being raised by their grandparents, but it's generally because the parents are off doing something else or hooked on something else.
And she definitely always made sure I was fed. She would make these incredible meals for me, and we would just eat and have a lot of fun together.
Quite the smile.
But as I got older, my grandmother couldn't keep taking care of me. It was too much for her, and with my dad always traveling for work, that left my mom to be the one who was supposed to raise me. But she had problems with migraines that she was taking painkillers for. And over time, she got severely addicted to them and was.
I know migraines can be serious. Like, my girl gets them, and like sometimes they'll get so bad she like loses her vision. Like, it's crazy. I get them, not to that extent, but I didn't think they would legit give you painkillers for just migraines.
Constantly strung out and high. And it seemed like it just got out of control where she was taking a lot of pain medications and she was asleep a lot. So I was kind of raising myself during that time, unsupervised. And I didn't really have anybody to stop me from eating sweets and junk food. If I wanted them, I ate whatever I wanted. So I started to put on a little weight around then.
That's kind of the option I was given. Nobody ever controlled my food intake at all as a child. Like, if I wanted it, I just got it. I could have whatever. Like, I didn't have to pick the celery because I could pick the cheesecake every single time. It doesn't end well for kids to have that choice.
But my weight gain still wasn't out of control. But things got really bad when I was 12. That's when food became this thing in life, like it is now, where I have to have it. And the first time I remember that being how it was when my mom tried to commit suicide. She tried to take a whole bottle of painkillers at once and end her life. And
My God, could you imagine being a 12-year-old and something that tragic happens with your mother, the one person you think that's just going to be there forever?
that not only traumatized me, but afterward I found a letter, and in it, she said I was the reason she wanted to commit suicide. I was devastated. And that was the first time I remember having that feeling where I had to have something to take that pain away. And food did that.
That's disgusting, evil work. If your mother really did that, she is just a vile human being.
So I started putting on a lot of weight and was up close to 300 pounds by the time I was 13. All I felt like I had was food, so I felt really lonely during that time. But as I got into high school, I started making friends. So for a little bit, I felt like my life was opening up some. I even started dating someone, and that was nice. It was exciting that I had somebody that wanted to say he was my boyfriend.
Look, when you're that age, friends are kind of everything to you. Nothing else exists. Like, you're not worried about anything besides having friends. So I'm glad she at least made some friends to like help her with her insecurities and stuff like
But
that.
it seemed like everything quickly turned. The boy I started dating was very. He started hitting me and threatening me all the time. And then he assaulted me. He forced me to have sex. We kissed and made out sometimes. And so he decided he wanted to go further than that. And I didn't. And I told him no. And he forced himself on me.
Oh, no means no, dude. What the hell? Please teach your kids that. If you're raising a young man, they need to know that once that shit no comes out, that shit is shut down, buddy. Pack it up, go home.
Finally, he broke up with me. And I was so relieved. But he just kept threatening my life after that. And my friends started threatening me too.
What?
I don't know what he told them, but I just didn't care. I just cut off everyone in my life at that point and got really depressed. The only thing that could help me escape it was food, so I was just eating my way through life at that time and gaining.
That's gross work. Man, the kids can be nasty to each other, but once they start getting like crazy manipulative like that and dragging other friends into it because maybe you're not the cooler one in the friend group, it can get wicked evil real fast.
So I put on another 100 pounds after that and got up to the 400s by the time I was 15. And over the next couple of years, my depression got worse. And when I was 17, all the anxiety of everything finally got to me. And I started having these panic attacks. So my parents put me in a treatment facility for a little while to deal with that. But when it was time for me to leave, I didn't want to go home because I knew I was going to continue to have the panic attacks, and I didn't know what they were. I really was scared. And so I told them I didn't want them. My dad got really upset.
Look, it was sending your kid away to some kind of facility, I feel like should be a last ditch effort for something. I feel like once you start sending kids away, they almost feel like unwanted or just not good enough to be in the like eh, kids have a weird way of dealing with emotional stuff like all the trauma she's been through.
And said that he would just sign his rights over and that the state could have me. And my grandmother said, no, we're not going to do that, that she can come live with me. And so I moved out and lived with her for about a year.
Man, Mutton Chop Man needs his ass kicked if he's saying something like that to his daughter.
But once I graduated from high school, I moved away to go to college. But that didn't last long, and I dropped out very quickly and moved back home and got a job as a waitress at a pizza place. And I think that was the best decision of my life because that's how I met Sheldon.
That's where you met this hunk of burning love, huh? At the pizza place. So he already knew what type of timing you were on, because there's no way you were keeping your fingers out of all those pies.
I had seen Bethany waitressing at a pizza place. I thought she was beautiful first time I saw her. And then when we got to talking, I think it was her intelligence mostly that drew me in, and it just clicked.
I haven't really heard her say anything too bright yet. A lot of the stuff she's saying has been pretty contradicting so far.
Started dating, and 6 months later, we were married. So we had our first daughter together, Isabella, when I was 21. And with that pregnancy, I put on more weight. So I was just about in the 500s then. And one of my biggest regrets I had was dropping out of college. So I decided to enroll and start taking courses because I just kind of had this moment of like, I don't have a career, I don't have a job. So for the next couple of years, I got really focused on earning my bachelor's degree.
Okay, so you hit that age where you realize that I can't really make a whole ton of money without a trade or a career or something, and she went back to get her degree. So it seems like she's on the right path again, has a kid, has things to live for.
Once I got that, afterwards, I kept going. And I got my master's degree in counseling psychology. And I ended up specializing in addiction. And then I started my own practice.
There's no way you've got a master's and your morbid self in addiction at that. And you are probably one of the worst food addicts I've seen so far. You don't even want people to eat with you. You want it to be this solo, intimate thing.
Counseling people struggling with drug and alcohol addiction. So I was very focused on my career during that time, and it was the only time in my life that my weight gain tapered off. I didn't lose much, but I didn't gain a whole lot for those 6 years. But when I was 27, we decided to try and have another child, and I had Zoe when I was 28.
Isn't that a pretty high risk pregnancy if you're like 500 pounds? I don't think that would be the best thing for her. I think she probably would end up on bed rest with a pregnancy at that size, right?
And the weight gain picked back up during that pregnancy. And then once I had Zoe, I suffered from severe postpartum depression, which was really, really hard for me. But once again, where I found solace was food. So the next couple of years, I just shut down and all I cared about was eating.
I really wish she would find solace in being a mother and like being there for her children. But then again, I don't understand postpartum. I don't know a lot about that. I haven't done a bunch of research into it. I'm just a guy.
That made it hard for me to even bond with Zoe because I struggled to take care of her during all of this. So I would say I was a very absent parent when Zoe was an infant. I didn't bond with her until she was 2. When I started
Wouldn't that be some pretty formative time in a child's life? From the time they're born to 2, feeling like your mother's not there for you?
to come out of that depression some.
After my mom had Zoe, she didn't want to see Zoe. Not that she didn't love Zoe or that Zoe wasn't her child, but she just tended to stay away a lot. So I had to take care of her. But after she went through postpartum with Zoe, my mom was very involved and she became very, very active with us.
Okay, so she's finally starting to get it back. It seems like she goes through periods where she like has it together and then she falls apart, then she gets it back together.
It was just over 8 years ago that I started to feel like I got over this severe depression I had after having Zoe. But I don't feel like I've ever fully recovered from that. So I've struggled with feeling depressed and overwhelmed to the point that I have anxiety attacks if I'm not able to calm down.
Does garlic bread get rid of your anxiety? Because me seeing you waste food right now by ripping off the crust is kind of confusing to me because we're 600 pounds. We eat it all. We don't leave the crust.
And food is the only thing that can calm me down, so I just eat all day. And that's pretty much where I've been at for a while now. To the point now where my life is constant eating, with nothing to look forward to because every day I get bigger. I figure I have a year tops before I'm too big to get up.
Listening to the smacking and stuff in the background while I'm watching her eat and being, I don't know, is she talking about that hamburger kind of crazy? I wonder if she feels like she's getting piped out by a pizza.
And I'm doing this to myself, and I'm only getting worse, and I can't stop. Awful? You want a brownie? So I just feel like I'm missing out on my family and my life. I'm trading it all for food, and that makes me feel so alone. It's been really hard. Even though I have great family and I have a support system, I still feel lonely a lot of the time because
I'm getting really full. Quick, bring the brownie. But dude, this smacking is getting to be too much. Could we stop her from eating on this episode?
my food addiction makes me feel like I'm on this island all alone. It's already taken my ability to function, my job, my family, just about everything. The only thing left is for it to physically take my life.
Are you done?
Yeah, I just have like a couple more bites.
You're definitely working your way in that direction. Also, it's kind of funny that the kids get like one piece of the brownie and they would have to hide something from her or she's going to just take it all every time.
Can you bring me a brownie though?
How many?
Why don't you just bring me the box?
I hope that my mom can lose the weight and become healthy and become a human again.
Damn, a human again? I mean, I guess she's entitled to feel that way if she's been raising her little, like a little sister this whole time.
And I've told her I will do anything for her to stay on track. That means I have to lock every cabinet when I leave the house. I will do it. Because I need.
That might work, but the way she's talking about food, I seriously think buying her a vibrator might be the quickest solve to all this.
My mom. I don't think I could keep going if I lose my mom. But I also don't think I would know what to do with my life because my life revolves around taking care of my mom.
Sad, but again, like I said, get her a pile driver instead of a pizza man.
I love my mom. My mom is my best friend. But I can't handle it anymore.
I'm
You sweet, sweet child. Looking at the look on her face, watching her mom just shovel brownies into her face, knowing that it's only getting worse from here is just heartbreaking.
would love my mom to feel happy again. I just want her to have all the things that she had before. Like standing for a long time. She loved cooking, but now she can't really cook.
She doesn't like cooking, she likes eating. That's this. Okay, standing for a long time, if your child's telling you they want you to be able to stand, it's a sign to change your life.
So I will love her to have that freedom again.
I know I'm running out of time, and I can't keep going like this, but knowing that still doesn't stop me. Because when the cravings come and I have to have what I want, it's all I can think about. I don't think about how I'm gonna die and how I'm gonna leave my girls without a mother if I don't stop.
So it's a hard watch. I don't even know if I can make it through this whole thing. This is like terrible.
But I can't let that happen. So I know and believe there has to be a way for me to get help.
Yeah, put down the shovel. You're shoveling it into your face. You put it down. I mean, easier said than done. I was fat as hell too, right? Still pretty fat, but at some point you're going to have to want to fix it for yourself.
Food is gonna kill me if I don't do something, so I have to hope this is gonna work and that there's a chance. Because I'm not ready to just give up and accept that fate for my family. But this is one
There's always a chance. The only hole you can't dig yourself out of is the grave, and you're kind of marching there, so you better get at
of
it.
the hardest and scariest things I've ever done in my life. It's worth it to me to get there and make a change than to stay here and just deteriorate. Because if I just give up and stay here, my body's gonna continue to get worse. So no matter how scary going out into the world is, I can't chicken out and quit. I need to do this, and I need to do it now before it's too late.
Look, this fear of what everyone in the world thinks about you is always kind of weird to me on the TV show because you signed up for a film crew to follow you around. You're just going to have to, like, block people out because what they do doesn't matter. It's what you got to do for you and your family.
But the first thing I need to do is get something to eat.
Oh, fuck. Quick, babe, the anxiety's killing me. Stop at Arby's.
I don't know how else to deal with how my anxiety is building, and I'm starving. So I really need something good to hold me over for a bit, because I'm hoping to make it a ways before we stop again. It's okay.
And when you thought it good, you thought to stop at Dairy Queen for a burger? That seems crazy, but she probably got a milkshake too.
Want your fries now?
And ketchup. My plan is to try and go 4.5 hours today and then 4.5 hours tomorrow. But I'm just not sure how I'm gonna even handle 1 hour on the road at this point. I just hope it's not too hard on me and I'm able to make it to Dr. Now in time.
I did see the apply here sign at Dairy Queen. Do you think they would hire a 600-pound person to work there, or do you think that's probably a liability?
I need to stop and get some food, take it to the hotel,
Good idea.
because I just can't be in this car anymore.
This lady's a bottomless pit. 2 hours? She just friggin' ate.
We've just about made it to the halfway point to Houston and as far as I was hoping to go today. And all I want to do is get something to eat and rest. So once we get some food, we're done for the day. Because my whole body is in a lot of pain, especially my back, legs, and knees. And I've never really put those parts of my body through anything like this. So the pain
I don't know. With your stud muffin of a husband, I'm willing to bet he's put your back through something. I'm kidding, obviously, but food is the only thing that matters to her.
Them is agonizing. And I'm done for the day. Honey.
Yeah, let's zoom in on her calves. The production never fails. It's like, oh, quick, she's getting out of the van. Get some crack, cheesecakes and cracks, baby.
I know with how bad I feel that tomorrow's gonna be even harder, and that scares me. So I'm feeling really overwhelmed right now. This is just a lot. I knew it would be, but I'm struggling even more than I was worried about. Jeez.
Nobody said it was going to be easy, but if you're breaking down this far into it, you're really going to have to nut up and kind of get after it.
And what I need to feel better is food, but that's the problem. So it's moments like these that I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle.
All right.
I'm okay, I'm just upset.
Why?
I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just upset.
Okay.
So I just need to eat and go to bed, and hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. So do you want your food? Are you hungry?
So we stopped at Whataburger. This poor daughter has to be like, geez, mom's crying. We just started this whole thing. And she's going to have like a very, very tough time. It doesn't get easier from this point. This is as easy as it's going to get from here.
I just hope I can make it there. Because no matter what it takes, I have to get to Houston to see Dr. Now. I just really hope he helps, and this is all worth it.
Get ready for the battle of your life, because 600, this is Sparta. Like, it's time to go to war. Not 300, 600.
I'm at Dr. Now's for my first appointment, and I really don't want to find out what I weigh now. I just hope it's not a shocking number that's a lot higher than I thought it'd be.
I mean, 608, my start was 605, so she's 3 pounds more than me. Sheldon looked surprised already. Like, he didn't even see the weight, but he already looked shocked.
I kinda knew I was probably in the 600s, but it's still hard to see. And I'm embarrassed that Sheldon and Zoe saw that number because
Sheldon left a stain on the front of your shirt. Either that or it's Krispy Kreme. Actually, I'm going to choose Krispy Kreme. I think it's Krispy Kreme.
it feels like it makes it realer to my whole family for me. I'm just really upset that I let myself get this bad. I'm not really sure what Dr. Nowzarden's gonna say. I mean, I hope that he says that he can help me and that he gives me a chance, because without it, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'll tell you right now, he's going to say something about your daughter. I'd almost guarantee it, because she's overweight, which I don't like when they kind of point it out to the young kids, but you need to know that you're starting your kid down the same path.
Hello.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, I'm Dr. Nazardan.
I'm Bethany.
Nice to meet you. And this young lady,
I'm Zoe.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sheldon.
Nice to meet you too. All right, where y'all coming from?
Oklahoma.
Amberlyn Reed's house.
Oklahoma. That's not too bad a drive here. So what brought you down to Houston? You want to lose some weight?
Yeah, I know I really need to. I've just kind of gotten to the point that I can't do anything anymore. I can't stand for very long. I can't walk for very long. Everything
Look, she came here to lose weight, but the way she was acting on the way, I would think she came to stop at all the fast food they don't have in Oklahoma.
just hurts now.
All right, so how did you get to this point? Tell me what's wrong with your eating habit.
I eat all the time. I eat all day long and eat stuff I shouldn't eat, like junk food and sweets and ice cream and stuff like that.
Well, what you're telling me is you know you're doing something wrong, but you keep doing it.
I keep doing.
So many of us are already aware of like where the problem starts and where it kind of needs to be. It's just hard to change that mentality and kind of flip that switch. But once she does, she'll probably be all right.
Yeah.
So why is that then?
It's really become like the way that I cope with depression and anxiety. Whenever I eat, I feel comfort. So when I get anxious, which happens a lot, then I want to eat.
So you have anxiety, you eat, you feel better?
I mean, it's just kind of a vicious cycle where I feel bad but I feel good whenever I eat, so I'll do it again and again over and
Look, I'm going to need you to be honest with the doctor here for a second because we saw the way you got charged up for the cheeseburger. You wanted to kick your damn husband out of the room so you could have an intimate moment with the hamburger. So if you're not honest about that, we're not going to get anywhere.
over.
You feel like you're a compulsive eater and you convince yourself that you're anxious and you should eat. That's not going to work for you. And it seems to me, from what you're saying, you're just looking for a magic solution.
No, I'm not. I'm here to get help to change that.
Okay. Well, surgery is going to take away the physical drive to eat, but there is an emotional component that needs to be addressed as well.
Okay.
She's an emotional train wreck, that's for sure. She's had a lot happen to her, but her emotions are all out of whack. So she's going to have to get that right if she's ever going to get her weight loss right, because that's the tough part, the emotional part, and like your relationship with food.
But if you don't do that, it's only going to buy you a short amount of time before you continue to gain or stretch your stomach back out to undo your surgery. And so surgery is far from a quick fix.
I get that.
I hope so. So who else in his household?
My husband, Zoe, and then I have another daughter, Isabella, who's 18.
As far as magic fixes go, yes, we all want somebody to abracadabra away our stomach, which does friggin' help. So it's kind of magic the way they do
She
it.
couldn't be here today.
So does she have any weight problem?
She's overweight. She's not as heavy as I am, but she has some weight problems too.
And your youngest one also is facing some of that struggle too.
Yes.
Told you. Also, I think her oldest has a problem with her mother pushing everything onto her plate, except for, I mean, everything she's eating, but she kind of puts a lot on her plate too.
But your husband doesn't seem to have a weight problem.
No, he's never had a weight problem.
All right. Well, does he bring
Probably because they don't let him eat. They take all the damn food.
you unhealthy food?
No.
All right. Then, if that's true, you have created an unhealthy dynamic with your kids where they either enabling you or you influence them. Either way, if you want the direction change for your whole family, then it needs to start with you and it needs to start now.
Okay.
So I'm going to put you in a 1,200 calorie a day, high protein and low carb diet, and it's going to cut your eating back to only 3 times a day,
Okay.
whatever you eat for 20 minutes. That's it.
Okay.
And then
I don't think I ever really noticed that he put a timer on like how long you can eat. But if she's not going to take any kind of accountability or kind of own up to anything she's doing wrong, this is going to be a long ass episode.
I want you to pay attention for the calorie content of what you're eating, and also I want you to pay attention for the type of food you're eating.
Okay.
And there's a list of food in there that you need to avoid.
Okay.
If you follow this diet like you need, you should be easily able to lose 60 pounds over the next 2 months. How much you can walk before you get short of breath?
I mean, just like, 15, 20 steps. It's not very far.
You're a liar. You can walk more than that. She's convinced herself in her own head she probably can't. I watched her walk to the van. I'm like, damn, she's walking better than I was. And I had a good like 5-10 minutes in me tops. But she can do more than that. She's just gonna like play it off like she can.
Okay. That's enough to start exercising like you need. So I'm going to give you some exercises to start too, okay?
Okay.
But all I want from you right now is to show me that you can take back some control right now and that you're capable and willing to do that work.
Okay.
Then we can work with you and help you. You think you can do that?
Yeah, I think it's something I can do. I mean, I have experience with that because I used to be a counselor. I did addiction counseling, so drug and alcohol counseling.
That's a good example of irony because food addiction and alcohol are pretty the same, man. You were just canceling other people not to do it and you were doing it yourself.
Yeah, I was kind of one of those practice what I say, not what I do kind of things.
That's pretty funny. The doctor now is pointing out the irony in it that she was counseling other people how not to do exactly what she's doing. I mean, different forms of it, right? But food, very similar. It's almost the same thing. Just, I mean, I guess a more socially acceptable version of it.
Like those preachers that they do everything wrong and they keep preaching for the people, huh? All right, any questions?
I don't think so.
Well, if you think of anything or if you need anything, let me know.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you in 2 months where you hopefully have lost 60 pounds then.
I will.
All right,
I really wasn't expecting Dr. Now to draw the parallels between like preachers sinning and her being some kind of supersized sinner, but I'm here for it. I kind of like that. It's pretty funny.
nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
All right,
Nice to meet you.
all right.
Thank you,
I'll
sir.
see y'all later, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all take care.
You too.
Is her husband reminding any of you of Where's Waldo right now? Because I'm getting a very big, like, Where's Waldo vibe from him in this shirt.
It's been 1 month since I saw Dr. Now and came back home and started to make the changes I need to comply with Dr. Now's diet and exercise routine. So I've been focusing on protein and low-calorie foods and doing some of the meal plans in Dr. Now's diet that portion out 400-calorie meals.
Okay, so she's just straight off. She's on the right path right now, but it looks like they have a lot of some kind of bars sitting there. I hope that's not protein bars because Dr. Now will lose his mind if she's doing the protein shakes or protein bars.
It's been a big adjustment because they don't taste near as good as I'd like. So I'm just trying different meals and different options to see what I can find that I like. But so far, most of it's pretty bland. But what I've enjoyed most about these meals is spending time with Zoe because she's been my little helper in the kitchen. Do you have a good day at school today?
Mm-hmm.
What are you learning about?
Learning the science method.
The scientific method?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do all the cooking myself because I don't want to keep forcing Isabella to do everything. And she's graduating high school soon, and I want her to start focusing on college. And I know if she feels like she needs to stay here and help me, then she won't go, and I don't want to cause her to miss out.
Look, at this point, she's probably missed out on a whole lot of things that really aren't fair to her. She's kind of been screwed left and right if you think about it, because you even said the first 2 years of your youngest childhood, you weren't really there. So she's had to grow up way quicker than she should have.
I need to start doing things on my own again, and I'm starting with cooking my own meals. Thank you for helping me.
Zoe.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Bella.
It smells good in here.
I haven't seen her littlest get that excited yet till when like her mother figure shows up. I haven't seen her that excited to be around Bethany at all. But Isabella, she's super excited to see her.
Making chicken and vegetables.
Yeah, with garlic.
The garlic.
Mm-hmm.
Smells good.
Gonna help him.
You gonna help make plates?
You stay here.
Okay, I'll
you
stay
just
here.
watch the magic, girl.
You're gonna pamper me?
You just watched The Magic Girl. That's kind of funny.
I'm still too sore to do much of the exercises that Dr. Now gave me, but I'm hoping to start doing those soon. Right now, my focus has mainly been on trying to adjust to the diet as much as I can. And I think I've been doing well with it all, and I'm making some progress. I just hope it's as enough as I need. But I guess I'll find out next month when I go back to see Dr. Now.
But that's the problem. She's saying, like, I can't do this, I can't do that. There's a whole lot of, like, I can't that you probably could at least attempt. Because even if you fail to do it, it's worth trying. Because I know for the longest time, I was, like, scared to try things that I thought I couldn't do. I absolutely could do them. I just had convinced myself in my own head that I couldn't do it. So I think that's probably where she's at right now with this, talking about how she can't do this or that.
Me and Sheldon are back at Dr. Now's for my follow-up appointment, and to hopefully show him that I'm ready for weight loss surgery. At my last appointment, I was 608 pounds, and I had to lose 60 over the last 2 months to get
I'll tell you right now, I don't think she's lost 60 pounds. She doesn't look that different at this point to me at all yet.
down below 548 for my goal. So I'm just really hoping that I made it under that and got to where I'm supposed to be.
Yahtzee, that's 14 pounds. I mean, she's still got a long way to go, but at least she lost something.
That's a little disheartening. I guess I'm just really upset that I didn't make my goal. I want to be able to do the program and get the surgery, so not making the goal means that I might not get to do that. So it's just disappointing. I just
Look, the tears aren't going to do anybody any good at this point. You're going to have to do it for yourself. Like, do something for you and your kids. Sheldon's over here shaking his head, and I guarantee he's bringing her lunch still.
trying to figure out like what else I could be doing, because I feel like I haven't eaten hardly anything the last 2 months. So
come
I can't
on.
imagine like not eating even more than what I've already cut back. And I'm scared the doctor now is going to be upset with me.
You can't trick me with them tears and make it look like you didn't eat all that damn tiramisu or something. You were still eating a good bit. Because to lose weight at 600 pounds, pretty damn easy. It drops off pretty quick.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. All right, how was your trip this time?
It's still a long trip.
A long trip.
Lots of driving.
Well, the trip is not going to get any easier if you're not losing much weight. Because I see you only lost 14 pounds, which is nowhere near your goal. So what that means to me is that you may have made some small changes, but you're still hoping for a magic solution. So you don't have to do any of the really hard work.
That's not true. I've made a lot of changes, and I'm
Shut the hell up. You were definitely looking for David Blaine, the bariatric, make this shit disappear. Like, I was looking for it too. I can see it in other people when they just think, like, oh, this is the easy fix. This is going to fix everything. It doesn't work that way.
working hard. And I know I've stayed within the 1,200 calories, and I'm doing what I should, even though it's hard, but I haven't cheated or I've stuck to it completely for the last couple of months.
You really think Dr. Now's a dumbass, don't you? You think he's that dumb? I think he's got you figured out. Like, you're pegged. He's got you right now figured
All
out.
sounds great. But if that were accurate, you would have lost a lot more than you did over the past 2 months. So you're either still overeating with your meals or snacking all day or both. And you're still not in control like you need to be. And until that changes, there's nothing more we can do for you. You understand that?
Okay, but I really am eating healthy.
Okay. So right now, what are you eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
For breakfast, I do kind of like a protein bar.
I knew those were protein bars, but I don't even think that's the case because if she was counting calories, she could lose weight eating Taco Bell. If she's really counting under 1,200, she would have dropped probably close to 100.
And then for lunch, I do a protein bar and usually like maybe some cheese or something with it.
Okay, but I want to get away from that protein
Okay.
bar.
Okay.
That's not healthy.
Okay,
I want
Told you.
to stick in normal food.
okay.
So for dinner,
We usually make something healthy for dinner. Like I'll have, like the other day we made chicken with zucchini and squash.
If you were breaking down the meals that you had that were healthy, and the only one you could think of is the one that they filmed, and that's the first thing that come to mind, it's probably because you didn't make very many other healthy meals.
One day we made chicken and salad. So
okay, you're not really being honest with me or yourself. You are eating more than you're admitting. So you are either playing games with me or yourself. And until you make the choices you need, then there's no way you're going to be able to turn your situation around and get better. And you need to understand that, okay?
Okay. I know I've stayed within the 1,200 calories, but maybe the protein bars I had too many carbs or something.
Unless those protein bars were stuffed with mint chocolate chip ice cream, I don't think that's even possible. You could probably have ate the whole damn box of protein bars if you were eating the way you were saying all the other times and still lost way more than 14 pounds. Like, really? She probably took some damn X-Lax on the way and didn't do much else besides that.
Yeah, those are, those are commercially things. They don't label them correctly.
Okay.
And you get misled with them. So
Really?
it's not under 1,200 calories, no matter what you think. You got that?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'll give you 2 more months to lose 60 pounds and hit the goal I gave you. You think you can do that?
Well, I mean, I guess if I were to lose that, then maybe I'd be able to have surgery.
Well,
I don't care if the protein bar was labeled slightly incorrect. There's no way she was under 1,200. There's no shot. she wasn't even under 3,000 probably at the weight she is and the amount that she lost. She probably was eating like 3 to 4,000 a day still.
If you start taking responsibility for your situation and hit this goal by your next appointment, then we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
No.
All right. I'll see you in 2 months.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care.
You too.
I know Dr. Now's used to being lied to, but he took it kind of easy on her in my book because he's ripped into other people way more for lying way less.
This past month has been a big adjustment. Over the last month, I've taken a no-holds-barred approach to keeping myself to Dr. Now's diet and exercise plan because I know how important it is to do this time. Could you also get me a bottle of water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At least she's got the fat Bible right next to her chair, but her daughter is still doing very much all the mothering stuff that she doesn't want to do.
Thank you. So whatever it takes for me to do it, I'm doing it. The first thing I did was I got rid of all the junk food and temptations in the house. But doing this and making the changes I need this time has not been easy at all. And I still have work to do. Whew, I think I'm done.
That's because you pre-gamed with a honey bun again, huh? Because that you definitely are finishing that damn salad. If you're still like 600 pounds, that's not much food for us. We can eat a hell of a lot more than that.
Me too.
I was trying to decide what I wanted to do for some exercise today. I'm doing better so far than last time. I'm also working hard to be active and keep up with the exercises I'm supposed to do every day.
You probably should ask your husband what kind of exercises he wants you to do, because he's been giving me a funny look this whole episode, and I'm not sure what to think about that.
I know it's kind of hot outside, but I was thinking maybe just do like a 10-minute walk. I've really only been able to do like 5 before, but maybe I'll try to do 10 today, since it's been about a week or so.
Make sure you
Isn't that funny how you told Dr. Now, like, I could only do 10 to 15 steps, and all of a sudden you're doing 5 minutes off the bat, which I knew she could do.
bring some water. It's hot.
I know it's hot out there. So I see ways I'm getting better, but I'm not where I need to be yet. My progress is slow but steady, and I'm getting better every day.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody come out in like a midriff either on this show, or that's just a regular shirt and it's just riding up because she's bigger. But her shirts are way shorter than we generally like.
And that's progress I'm happy about. Hey, starting my 10 minutes. Hey. And I feel like I have more energy than I've had in a long time.
It's good.
It's hot out here. I started with a 1-minute walk twice a day. But now I'm up to 3 10-minute walks a day.
Okay, you just turned around at the end of the driveway. I don't think we're making it to 10 minutes if this is the case. She's going to have to do probably like 100 of those to get to 10 minutes.
And that's a huge increase. So I'm really proud of myself. And Isabella is too. So I'm feeling really good and a lot more confident this time. That I'm on track and headed where I need to be. But ultimately, I won't know if it's enough until my next appointment. So until then, I'm going to keep working as hard as I can because I know how important it is I do this. My whole future and everything I want from my life is all going to come down to getting this surgery. So this is life or death for me, and I have to do this now.
It's life or death for all of us at this point, but your daughter seems like she's going above and beyond to make sure you're successful. So I would think if you did anything less than that, it more is like a slight to her. Like, I feel like she should be offended if you're not doing really good at this point.
At my last appointment, I was down to 594, and Dr. Now said I had to lose 60 pounds over the last 2 months again. So that means I have to be below 543 today. And I'm
Probably gonna have to get you some new shoes too, because them things are definitely doing the show, like cranking that soldier boy. They are definitely leaning to the left and right. And this guy is still giving me a funny look.
really, really hoping I did that.
Okay, that's good.
Pretty good.
I did so much better this time. I'm really relieved and proud of myself for that loss. And I'm hoping it's close enough to the goal for Dr. Now to see how serious I am about surgery and how bad I want it.
She should be proud. 55 pounds in 2 months is still pretty impressive. I think my best month ever was like 35. And I was still doing lazy keto at that point. I wasn't counting any calories at all.
That I'm taking control like he wanted. But if he doesn't, I don't know what more I can do. And I'm just really hoping I'm going to get approved today.
Hello.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. All right, so today you're down to 539.
Yes.
So you lost 55 pounds in the last 2 months. Well, I'm proud of you for working to start taking control of your situation and the choices you need. That's an encouraging change with you. So you're feeling a lot better?
Yeah, I think so.
It's kind of nice to see her not just crying and defensive about how she did everything right when she knows this time she actually did things right. Like she actually put in the effort for this to work out.
How's your stamina? Was it right down to Houston better?
Yes. It was a lot easier getting here, and I can get here in less than a day now.
Great. How about your stamina with other things? Has there been an improvement?
Yeah, I've been able to do a lot more and be able to get out of the house and go do things.
That's great. Well, since you did that, we're going to approve you for weight loss surgery.
Really?
Okay?
So
All
exciting.
right, so
Damn, Doctor Now never just approves on that quick. Usually he's like, keep losing, do it 2 more months because I'm still not sure about you because you only lost 14 at first. But it seems like with her, he's just kind of going to let her have her way, it looks
I'm
like.
going to set you for next month, okay?
Okay.
All right, so at the meantime, I want you to continue losing weight and stick with your diet, lose another 30 more pounds, okay?
Okay.
It's very important to do this because if you don't, by the day of your surgery, we won't move ahead. Because you need to show me you're sticking with this, okay?
Okay.
And after surgery, you're gonna need to stay in Houston for at least a month before you go back home. So I can keep an eye on you until you fully recover, okay?
Actually, at this point, she already weighs less than I did when I had the surgery. Because I was either 540 or 545. So Dr. Now, more strict than a lot of surgeons. Definitely more strict than mine was as far as like getting down below a certain weight before he does surgery.
Great. So, any question regarding surgery?
Which kind of surgery will I have?
I think this hysterectomy is going to be a best operation for you,
Okay.
but it's not going to solve all your problem and fix your drive to eat. So you're going to have to commit to start psychotherapy after you recover from surgery. To start,
Oh yeah, therapy definitely needed for her. She seems like she has a lot of stuff she needs to work through, and she should know that at this point. There's some kind of power that comes with you realizing the things that are just wrong with you emotionally and trying to work through them, and she definitely has to be aware of them at this point.
deal with those issues that aren't physical that drive you to eat. If you're going to have a chance to be successful in the long run, that work for you?
Yes.
All right, good. Just keep up the good work, and I'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll see you next month.
Okay.
So who cares what kind of surgery it is, as long as it makes you lose your ass? Like, that's the point. I didn't care. You could have, like, I don't know, stuck a balloon in there, cut it out with a spoon. I wouldn't really care. Just make me lose weight.
I'm here at the hospital for my weight loss surgery. Earlier, Dr. Now came in to check my weight to see if I'd hit the 30-pound weight loss goal. And I lost 25 pounds, and I'm down to 514. And he told me I was close enough. So he's willing to move ahead with my surgery today.
Okay, so if she's still consistently losing weight, she's probably on the right path, and I'm just tripping saying she's just doing enough. She's good now. She's got it under control.
You got this.
I know. It's just...
You can go back, you're gonna go to sleep, they're gonna fix you up, you're gonna come out, you're gonna wake up, everything's gonna be good.
Okay.
Do I give your glasses?
If I'm him, I'm probably just wanting her to stop kicking me out of the room every time she wants to eat because she wants to do her thing. Like, I don't know, the noises she's making and the way she talks about food, she's definitely having more fun with that food than I ever did. So I'm tired of getting kicked out, lady.
I don't have a future with my daughters and my husband without this. So I see the surgery today as kind of a rebirth for me, where I'm starting a new life with a chance to have everything I've always wanted.
It's the start of a brand new life and a new future for you if you take advantage of everything. Too many people get this surgery, think it's going to fix everything. Don't take advantage of like all the benefits. There's a lot of negatives, but there's a lot of positives. You have to learn to take advantage and deal with the negatives.
Because if she doesn't continue to do what she needs to address the core issues behind her pathological eating, she can very easily start to stretch her stomach back out by pushing herself to overeat. But we have given her a very important tool to help her out. And what she does with it from here is all up to her.
She very much falls into like the comfort eater, anxiety eater role, and she hasn't figured out how to deal with that yet. But she's got a lot of more work to do when it comes to the mental aspect, I feel like, than the physical aspect at this point, because she's got a whole bunch of stuff she's got to unpack.
It's been a little over a month since my weight loss surgery. And physically, I feel fine. But I've been a little lonely this past month. Hey, we're back. Did you find everything okay?
Oh no, I did okay. Got some fruit for dessert and some green beans and some potatoes and a chicken.
Sounds good. I wish I could have some, but
It's okay.
Also, do you think her anxiety is what caused her to like pick at her skin like that? Because she was talking about her skin breaking down, but it definitely doesn't look like the skin ripping or tearing from the weight pulling on it. It looks like she's picking at something.
Dr. Now wanted me to stay here in Houston a little longer. And he wants me to start going to therapy before I go back home. Because I had my 1-month post-op follow-up with him a couple of days ago. He was concerned that I'd only lost 14 pounds for the month.
Wait, how the hell did you lose weight, like less weight, after having your stomach cut out? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, that's almost impossible. I was dropping a pound a day for like the first 3 months, and I was still not doing exactly what I should have been doing the whole time. I was counting calories, but I was still not eating the best.
He said during the initial month after surgery, I should have lost closer to 25 pounds. So he's worried that my emotional issues are starting to sabotage me already. I haven't really been able to overeat anything since I've been on liquids most of the time. So I don't see how that could be possible.
I don't know, but she is eyeing this food up and down and rubbing her stomach like it's some kind of crystal ball, so she better stay the hell away from that, because she should have only made it to puree food by this point, 1 month out.
If anything was an issue, I think it's how lonely I've been here in Houston on my own. But when I found out I'd be here a little longer and it would be over the holidays, my girls came down to surprise me and be here for Thanksgiving today.
I was gonna say, it looks like she's got a full house, but my surgery fell right before Thanksgiving too, so everyone in my family's sitting there eating pie and everything, and Sean's sitting there looking at a tiny bit of mashed potatoes going, yay, Thanksgiving.
And that meant a lot to me.
Okay, now just wait for it to cook.
I'm not able to eat much, and I can't really have what I normally do. But they still want to have a full Thanksgiving dinner, and I told them they could do that. So Isabella's going to cook everything for her and Zoe, and I'm just going to be thankful to be with them, even though I'm not eating.
That's kind of the point. You don't want to be able to eat like you used to. That's why you had your stomach removed.
You doing okay?
Yeah. Hey Zoe, are you ready to eat?
Yeah. What do you want for dinner?
I'll just do some broth, and then maybe I'll have a popsicle later.
Okay. What are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? Well, I'm thankful that I had weight loss surgery.
Really? Because I would think as a mother, your first thing you say you're thankful for would be your children, but you went straight to that, which you can be thankful for that too. I just would think your default response would be your children. And also, I didn't touch the broth. I ate only like sugar-free popsicles for like a
Thankful
month.
for unicorns.
You're thankful for unicorns? I'm not even hungry for anything, really. The only thing I'm struggling with is wanting to taste some things, which is a really weird feeling because I've never not been hungry and wanted to eat. So I'm just not used to that feeling. And I had no idea something like this was going to be part of the process.
The cravings don't fully go away, but for me, once that physical drive of like hunger was gone, I was in a pretty good space, but people like her that are emotional eaters, that's the reason they make you go to therapy, to make sure you won't become like clinically depressed once you don't have food to cope.
Dr. Now told me that I need to deal with my emotions by going to psychotherapy and getting a handle on what I'm struggling with. But I honestly don't see how therapy is going to solve or fix that. So it's the only thing that has me a little worried right now. But I'm trusting that this is just a process that's going to take time. At least that's what I'm hoping.
How's your broth?
Oh, well, it's broth. But my only fear right now is that it won't get easier and what that will mean if it doesn't. Because I'm working hard to lose weight and turn my life around. And I don't want to let anything mess that up.
Oh no, the first year, pretty easy. Like, there's nothing that should be stopping you at all at this point. But after that, if you want to continue the weight loss, it gets considerably harder for you to keep eating correctly and not like let go and just get comfortable and be like, hey, I lost this much. Now I can eat this again. Because you can't. You'll put it all right back on if you start eating anywhere near the way you used to eat.
The only thing I'm worried that Dr. Now is going to have an issue with is that I didn't end up making it to psychotherapy like he wanted, because I didn't feel like I could stay in Houston for longer. I was really thankful my girls came down to be with me, but not being able to be a family at a time when it's supposed to come first just seemed wrong, and I hated it.
Look, you haven't been putting family first for a very long time, so it's funny for you to kind of say that. I mean, I guess maybe she's finally come to the realization that her family is more important than that, but this whole time you've been acting like food and your anxiety and everything else just trumped everything.
Bethany?
I'd already been in Houston for over a month, so we decided just to head back early. And I figured I could make it up to Dr. Now by staying on track and hitting my goal by this appointment, so that he could see that I don't really need therapy to address anything with my weight loss. At my last appointment, I was down to 500, and Dr. Now said I should be losing at least 15 pounds a month.
I don't know, man. She doesn't look much smaller to me. Like, the way she should, this close to weight loss surgery, it should literally be melting the hell off.
My goal is to be down to 484.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
4 pounds, somebody's playing junk food Jenga. I guess when she said, like, her liquid diet, she thought milkshake was part of the rock. Like, she was allowed to have milkshakes or something.
That's a little surprising. I don't see how that's possible. I've stayed on the diet, and I'm not giving in to any of my cravings. So this...
You are so full. Oh my God. I can't stand people that just lie to your face like that. I've been this fat. I know how easy it is to lose this close to weight loss surgery. You don't have to do much at all.
doesn't really make sense. And I'm a little frustrated because the surgery was supposed to make everything easier, and I don't feel like it is right now. And I don't understand why. I just hope Dr. Now isn't too upset, and that this
Oh, come on. Don't piss down my back and tell me it's rain. This is really annoying.
appointment still goes well.
Hello.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right. So we get you down to the 400s finally.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Well, I'm glad you hit that milestone, but here's my concern. The first month after your surgery, your weight loss was under where it should be. And now, a month later, it slowed down even more. To where...
Look, to drop 4 pounds, all she would have to do is not eat the morning on her way in there. Like, the amount that she would have to do to drop 4 pounds, she could do in 2 days. Like, nobody's business. Just, like, not eating as much as she was previously. I don't know how she's doing it. It's impressive.
You only lost 4 pounds this past month when you should have lost 15. So this is a very concerning trend, especially so soon after surgery. And my concern is that we still have an element of you hoping for a magic fix with this surgery.
No, that's not true.
Then why did you miss psychotherapy this last month?
I just needed to catch back up on some things since I was gone for a month, but I'm ready to go now.
Okay.
Oh, you were so busy this whole time. Your 18-year-old's doing everything for your youngest. You literally told us at the start that you just sit in that rocking chair all day, or your husband did. He said he can find you there at all hours of the day. So I don't really think you're nearly as busy as you're letting on. I haven't seen you be busy yet.
Here's the deal. If you don't start dealing with the emotional and psychological issues driving you to eat, then you're going to start gaining again in a few months at this rate. So we're going to schedule that again for you to go next week. And you're going to start going to psychotherapy at least every month. And if not, then we're going to have a serious problem because it's clear that you're starting to fall back into this false hope and mentality that the surgery is going to do all the work for you. And be
You see that shocked look on her face? Like she doesn't know what could be going wrong. She's following the diet to the T. It's the same thing she said at the first appointment, while her daughter's sitting here with this smug look on her face because she knows. She sees what her mom's eating. She probably still goes to the grocery store for her. She knows she's not been following this damn diet like for
this
nothing.
magic solution when we have explained how important it is that you work on the issues you need and learn to cope in healthier ways. If you're going to be able to do this for the long term, you understand me?
Yeah.
I really hope so, Bethany, because if you play any more games right now, then you can stretch your sleep back out and start gaining again. And once that happens, that will likely be it for you. We won't be.
I don't really think. I mean, she's been playing morbid Monopoly this whole damn time. Like games, the everything she said like the right things to get the surgery. Once she kind of started losing weight, she did exactly enough to get it, which is kind of where I was at the start. Like I just want to do enough to get it, and then I kind of figured it out from there. I was like, oh God, I guess I really have to actually do this. But she doesn't even seem like she's into that. She just wants to avoid everything after this. She just wanted the stomach cut out and she thought she would be like all gravy from
Able
there.
to help you at that point. And then it will be only a matter of time before your weight gain leads to your body giving out. So you need to take this seriously if you don't want that to happen.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll see how you do next month, and hopefully you will start to get back on track by then. But you have to make sure you start psychotherapy and working on what you need, or that's not going to happen.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
All right. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
If
Look, some people take like this as a wake up call and it kind of snaps on back in the right direction. I'm hoping that's Bethany's case. Like, this is just what she needed to see that, hey, I can't keep eating and doing this or that and losing weight. So, hopefully, this sends her kind of spiraling back in the right direction instead of going down the path that she already knows. She knows what it's like to be this big. So, you would think she would take this opportunity and literally run with it like I'm trying to, but a lot of people kind of blow it. Just they don't even care. They think they can get away with like the bare minimum. It doesn't work that way.
But I called and told him it would really work a lot better for me if I had a therapist back in Oklahoma I could see. And thankfully, he said he understood that. But I'm only doing this for Dr. Now. I know he thinks I have emotional issues behind my overeating because I'm using food to cope, and I can see how that was true at times in my life.
Bro, the fact that you are just ignoring all these emotional issues that you have is actually alarming. I'm hoping she turns it around, but if she's just going to be this oblivious the whole time, I don't see this going
I'm
well.
good now, and I don't feel like I have anything I need to wrestle. And so I'm not really expecting to get much out of doing this today.
Hi, Bethany. Come on in.
Okay.
Probably could stop wrestling a Whopper. That might help you lose some weight. But also, this lady, she's not exactly the skinniest either, but I mean, she could help her with her like emotional issues.
Come on in and have a seat on my couch. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So, Bethany, one of the things that I understand that you kind of want to work on is to get some skills for how to continue to lose weight. And one of the things that is important for us to figure out is why you feel like you are eating a lot. And so,
Because she's only eating 1,200 calories. Also, there was a lot of fidget spinners and stuff like that, which makes me think this lady kind of specializes in like children's therapy.
what kind of stressors really get you to eating?
I have really bad anxiety. I've had it since I was about 14. And whenever I get overwhelmed, I tend to just eat.
Okay. Did something happen when you were 14?
Yes, I don't really like to talk about it, but I had an boyfriend, and he assaulted me. So when I was 14, so I just kind of tried to keep it to myself and ignore it, and then I started having panic attacks, and I didn't even know what they were. I really thought I was dying.
Right.
Look, I can't even imagine what it would feel like to go on a TV show like this and talk about something that you want nobody to know. Because she said that she wants to keep this to herself, but now it's just out there because you said it on a TV show. So maybe that will help with the healing process, but I don't know. I can't imagine what something like that would like put you through mentally anyway. It kind of explains a lot on where she's at, but she's still not taking accountability for her weight issues.
And eventually I just got so frustrated that I attempted. I didn't really want to kill myself, but I felt like maybe that would give me some help. And eventually they put me into like a inpatient facility for children. And so I stayed there probably a week or two. And I did have some counseling afterwards for a little while. But
do you feel like that helped?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's really sad. Never make a permanent decision for something that's happened to you. Like, that's permanent right there. So hopefully you can just work through it. I know it's easier said than done, but just never take that option. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Like, you'll get through this. You'll weather this storm. You will get through it.
But you still have the anxiety.
I do.
So I kind of wanted to dig a little deeper as to, you know, what might be connected to you overeating and stress eating. So have you had other things happen before you were 14 that were very disturbing for you, uncomfortable?
Well, when I was
I mean, she did tell us at the start of the episode that her mother is the devil's doppelganger, because if she really wrote that letter and said something like that, her mother needs to get the hell away from any children ever.
About 12 or 13, my mother attempted suicide.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, she had taken a bunch of pills. So they took her by ambulance to Wichita, to the hospital there, you know, and while they were gone, I found some kind of letter that she had written. She had basically blamed me in her letter, and that she, you know, basically just wrote in this letter that she hated me. So,
Look, I'm not saying she's lying, but I'm going to look at this like maybe she's seeing this through a different lens, like, or remembering it differently. Because I feel like if her mother wrote that, like, I don't really want to believe that any mother would write something like that. So I'm feeling like maybe the letter said something about she was disappointed in the way she raised you, and that the fact that you just kept gaining weight because she couldn't, you know, kind of get you on the right path. So maybe that's what the letter said. I very highly doubt any mother would write anything that said, like, I hate my daughter. But who knows? Maybe she really did. I'm just saying maybe she's seeing it differently and remembering it differently.
I almost wonder if she didn't just kind of resent that she had me. And I never really said anything about the letter. I just kind of put it away and never brought it up.
So nobody else knows about the letter except for you and Mom?
I think so. I mean, as far as I know. I don't think my dad ever saw it that I know of.
Also, if I saw some letter like that, I'm going to say F you and the horse you rode in on, and I would have nothing else to do with my mother, like, ever.
Kind of a secret, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I think it's more, for me, it's healthier to set limits with my mom. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And so do you think that talking to your mom about that letter would be one of those limits that you've set that you don't want to cross, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can see where it could be helpful, but it's not a boundary I want to cross with my mom right now.
Also, you're an adult, you have a degree in counseling, so I'm a fifth grade peer mediator, so don't take anything I'm saying that seriously. But I very highly doubt that you don't know that working through something like that or putting it out into the light will help you work through it. So I think talking to your mother probably about this letter is a good thing, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking
You don't
about.
feel like that letter is some secret looming over your heads?
I don't feel like that.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Also, she just broke something. But no, I would think if you're like if you don't want to address it with your mother, like that really kind of makes me doubt that it happened the way she's recalling it, but then again, maybe it did and she just doesn't want to talk about it.
That went like I thought it would. And as much as I appreciate someone giving me their ear, doing this today didn't make much difference at all for me. But I'm willing to keep doing this as long as Dr. Now wants me to. My only concern is that the more time that's wasted focusing on things that aren't going to help me, the less time I have to figure out what's really going on.
What's really going on is you're eating too much food. And if it's the mental things and you're not open to like working through this, it's probably not going to get any better. You have to be more open and receptive to therapy for it to work. At least that's my understanding. I don't know. I haven't spent very much time in therapy, but I would think you'd have to be open for it to work.
And why I'm struggling like I am, even though I had surgery. And I'm scared that if I don't figure it out soon, it's just going to keep getting worse. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle that.
You have everything at your disposal to be like a huge success story at this point. You just have to stop eating so much, and you don't have the stomach capacity to do it, so I don't know why you can't.
This past month has been a little rough because I've been struggling with feeling depressed.
I think I'll get you a snack.
You want a snack? Okay, maybe Dad can help you.
Yep.
It's just still been harder than I thought it would be, and it's not getting easier. Because it's like I've lost someone important to me. Like a really good friend is out of my life now.
Which is exactly why they make you see a therapist before you get weight loss surgery, because if you're someone that eats for comfort, like she is, this is how you're going to feel related to food. So this, not shocking, but she's going to have to snap out of this if she ever wants to lose any damn weight.
And I'm sad and lonely and scared. And I just want to get past feeling all of that. It just doesn't seem fair. What's making it even harder now is that I feel like I'm surrounded by a lot of things that I can't have and that are tempting me every day. It's just that in the beginning, my whole family was pulling for me and helping me to do the diet.
I think your whole family's still pulling for you, but that doesn't mean that, what is her daughter, 10, 11, something like that? That she's going to give up the Cocoa Puffs just because you had your stomach cut out. Like, you're going to have to make the big girl call and not eat the stuff.
I still are, but it's not like it was then when we cleared out the house. And we were trying to eat 100% healthy. And I feel like it's back to the same old, same old. So it's just another thing that's not what I thought it was going to be. And so I just feel lost right now, completely lost. And that also makes me scared because I know I can't keep going like this if I do. It's going to get really bad soon. So I have to get a handle on this and figure it out before I start to lose control. And if I don't figure this out soon, then I don't know what's going to happen.
Look, if you want to give up the rest of your life for a bag of Ruffles, you can do it. I'm not going down that road. I've been down that road, lost a lot of my life to food, and I'm not sure why you're so willing to just say temptations are too hard, cravings are too hard, and not actually like try to fight that urge and just stop eating so you can lose the weight. But you've got kids that are like rooting for you. You got a husband who seems like he's rooting for you. I don't know. He really hasn't said much, huh? That guy is like mute or something. He don't really even talk. But people are rooting for you. It's up to you what you do from here.
But like I've been saying, it's not really helping me at all. Things overall haven't really gotten easier or better. But I've been pushing myself to do better this time.
Bethany?
I haven't given in to any of the cravings. So I'm hoping that my weight loss is closer to being back on track this time than it was last time.
Oh shit, she ain't lost a damn thing. She looks the same, right? Am I off? Because she looks the same to
My
me.
last appointment 2 months ago, I was down to 496. And Dr. Now said I'm supposed to be losing at least 15 pounds a month. So that means I need to be below 466 today if I'm where I should be. And I'm really hoping I am.
Ruh-oh, Raggy. Ooh, the husband looks surprised. That's the first time I've seen him change his expression, really. but she gained 6 pounds, so she's back up above 500. That's kind of crazy.
I'm really upset and I don't get it. With how hard I'm trying, this doesn't make any sense and it doesn't seem fair. Because it's supposed to get easier after weight loss surgery. But it's not, so something has to be wrong. I'm going to therapy, so it can't be the emotional issues like Dr. Now thinks. But he's probably not going to listen to me about it. All he's
Look, you take no accountability for anything. You've been eating. That's the damn problem. You don't have a stomach anymore, so you would have to literally sit there and eat every hour or every other hour for this to happen. And you would have to be just eating total junk because you can't keep much of it down at all.
going to care about is that I didn't hit his goal and just go off of that instead of listening to me.
Hello.
Hi.
No.
How y'all doing?
We're good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing good. All right, so Bethany, it is a little over 4 months since your weight loss surgery, and you already started gaining again. So obviously, that's a very bad situation we have with you. So you want to tell me what's going on and why you are pushing yourself to eat what you shouldn't be again?
I don't know. I'm sticking to the sheet that you gave me of what not to eat. So I'm eating like real food, like you told me to. So I don't know why I didn't lose anything. I don't think.
This lady is so in denial, it is driving me nuts. Why do you think you can lie to the fat lie detector like that? Doctor Now knows. He's been here. He's made people lose millions of friggin' pounds at this point by like tucking their tummies. So he knows when you're lying.
Surgery's working like it should. It just doesn't make sense.
What you're saying is what doesn't make sense. Let me explain something to you. You started that hoping in a magic fix, and then you applied yourself and took control for a few months until you got weight loss surgery, and then your emotional issues came to the surface. And dealing with that is really hard stuff. And now you're hoping in a magic fix for that. And until you take your psychotherapy seriously and do what you need with that, this trend and direction you headed is going to continue. And if that happens, you're not going to make it. So you have a very important choice to make. Whether you want to turn your life around or make excuses and end up eating yourself to death.
Look, she did just enough to get the surgery, which is like the boat most of us are in when we start this whole thing, because we think like the surgery's the magic fix. The surgery's going to make everything better. But she's taken that to a new extreme because she's seeing the results. She's seeing that what she's doing is not working, and she's not correcting it or making any kind of adjustment at all for her to start losing weight again. So she just seems like doomed to keep going down the same path, doing the same thing over and over, doomed to Doritos and Ruffles forever. So she's just not going to change for anybody.
Got it?
I guess.
So you need to keep going to those appointments and do what you need to do before it's too late. You got that?
Yep.
But before you go back home, I want to do an endoscopy. So we can do that and see if we can get some biopsy in your stomach and see how things are. Because with how fast you're getting after surgery, I'm very concerned you may already be stretching your stomach back out. So I'm going to schedule you to do that tomorrow. And we'll see what's going on with your stomach.
Okay.
Damn, I'm actually impressed because if she has managed to like stretch that thing out in 4 months, that's pretty damn wild. Like, I didn't even think that was possible because I still, 3 years out of surgery, cannot eat very much. Like, it's hard for me to eat like a whole chicken breast still. So if you just eat and eat and eat until you're so stuffed, you can stretch it right back out. But if you do what you're supposed to do, don't drink carbonated drinks and stick to the like eating lowest amount of calories you can, you will lose weight so easy it's not even funny. Like, it's literally a like weight loss hack that I think a lot of people would take you up on, even to lose the smallest amounts of weights, even though I don't think you should unless you're like super morbidly obese, because it does have its downsides too.
Any stretching of her stomach will be really bad because if she's pushing herself to overeat again already, then we don't have much time to turn her situation around before it's too late.
I mean, she's 4 months out of surgery. She could still absolutely turn this around and be a success story at this point.
I don't even know what to think right now with what Dr. Now is saying. This is getting even scarier, and I'm really hoping nothing's wrong and that what he's worried about hasn't happened. But if there's something wrong, I just hope it's not something serious or anything that's going to make doing this even harder. Because I don't think I'd be able to take any more setbacks right now.
I'll tell you right now, there is something wrong. You're eating too much effing food. Like, it's so obvious that you can't just sit here and say, I'm sticking to the diet. Something must be wrong. Unless you're sucking down air calories or the scale gremlins have got to you and they're effing up that scale in Dr. Now's office again, which has happened so many times before. You're eating way too much damn food. Like, it's so obvious to everyone but you. And I don't know if you're just in denial, which I'm starting to believe, but it's kind of crazy that you really could just sit here and say for so long, like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I should be losing weight.
Me and my family are on our way to meet my parents for dinner. A few weeks ago, we thought my mom was having a heart attack because she suddenly started to have some really bad chest pains. Thankfully, it turned out to be some other issues and it wasn't a heart attack.
Also, could we stop going out to dinner? Like, your family knows you just had your stomach cut out. Why is everyone's like default, let's go out to friggin' dinner?
And this is the first night since then that she feels well enough to go out and spend some time with us. So needless to say, it's been a hectic month. Last time I saw Dr. Now was the endoscopy, and it went well, I guess. He didn't find any issues, and he said everything looks fine with my sleeve surgery and that there's nothing wrong with it.
You better call out this mother of yours for this wicked witch writing this letter, or else I'm still gonna believe that you're recalling the event.
How you doing?
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
You gonna sit over here?
You want to sit by Grandma? So he still thinks I need to focus on therapy. And the reason I'm struggling so much is still because of unresolved issues he thinks I need to address.
Oh, is this the guy the father that wanted to sign over the rights or whatever? Like, he said he wanted to sign over your rights. He looks like somebody from Tiger King too.
But I just don't agree. And I feel like at this point, he's not listening to me. How are you doing after your...
Oh, all right. Still a little sore, still a little tender, but they say get up and move around.
Yeah, I know. That's what they tell me too after surgery. Or really understanding what I'm going through and what I need. And it's just getting too hard to constantly resist all the cravings.
Bro, like, you're probably not walking. You're probably not doing anything. You're talking about depression and this and that. Your like whole mental outlook on life would look so much better if you lost weight and got to a better place physically. I think your emotional stuff would start to work itself out at that point too, if you started working on it
I have to live in a world where I'm always surrounded by things I want, especially when the weight loss surgery has done nothing in the end to help me with that at all. Chili, and I guess the side salad too.
What the hell are you trying to eat chili for? Getting gas would be like one of the most painful things ever with your tiny stomach. Also, you like any kind of spice at all will just mess you up. And as far as cravings go, I want an effing slice of cheesecake. I can't have it because I'm still fat and I'm still working on it.
Okay, thank you. It's difficult to try to go out to eat and then try to find something that I can have.
It seems like you've kind of figured it out though, because you're finding a way to eat friggin' chili already.
This is just nowhere near how I thought I'd be. Because the surgery was supposed to be the tool I needed to help me lose even more weight. But if it's not going to do that, then I don't know why I'm doing all this. And so I'm starting to think I'd be better off trying to figure out what to do on my own.
Okay, so somebody gave you a bariatric backhoe and you can't figure out how to get the damn shit shoveled off of your fork. So just stop eating. Stop eating so much.
So I'm more scared than ever. Because I'm trying my hardest and it's still not good enough. Nothing I'm doing, including therapy, is even helping. I've had more appointments and the focus is always talking to my mom. When I've said 1,000 times, I've already moved past that in my life and my relationship with her. And I'm not even gonna dare risk upsetting her when she's struggling with her own health issues. So I'm starting to feel like nothing's gonna help me.
Really? Because that seems to be what you default back to. Every time you've talked about like why you put on weight, it was that event that happened to you when you had your first boyfriend and your mother. And things like that probably need addressed with the person that you feel like wronged you, because if that's just sitting there hanging over your head, I don't know how you deal with that. Like I'll call people out to their face. I don't care. If you're not going to like what I say, I don't give a shit. Like, you're gonna hear it because I want to say
This is all hopeless, and I just don't know what I'm gonna do. And at this point, I'm just not sure if I can keep doing this. And I'm really scared because I don't want to fail.
Thinking that shit might have already sailed, sweetheart. We're already gaining weight 3 months into the damn surgery. Gained 12 pounds.
I was supposed to be back in Houston for my next doctor's appointment last week, but I missed it, and I asked Dr. Now if I could do a call to tell him why.
Of course, you started skipping. Oh, this woman is infuriating. Oh my God.
I'm just not sure if I can keep putting myself through all this, if this is how it's going to be, and if I'm not going to get the help I need. I desperately want to succeed and to lose the weight and get my life back. But the weight loss surgery didn't end up working like I needed and expected it. So in the end, as much as I want to change, if I'm not getting the tools I need to do that, then I don't see the point.
Help yourself, homie. The surgery did not fail you. You are failing the surgery. It's still so early. You could still get this right. Like, there's nothing stopping you from getting it right from this point forward.
So because of that, I'm ready to tell Dr. Now. I don't plan on continuing with his program. And I just hope he understands that. I don't want to let him down, but I can't keep doing this. It's just too hard.
I want Dr. Now to answer this and cuss her out so bad it's not even funny because she is pissing me off.
Hi, Bethany. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. So you missed your appointment and you wanted this call. So what's going on?
Well, I wanted to talk to you to tell you that this is a lot harder than I thought, and I'm not sure if I can continue with your program.
I'm surprised she didn't lose more weight just how much she cries. Like, she should at least be dropping water weight or something, right?
There's always food around, and it's difficult to resist. I just thought the surgery would help take away the cravings.
I see. But you were very specifically told more than once that the surgery won't do that. So you have to deal with the other emotional and psychological issue driving you to eat to have any chance to be successful in long term.
I don't agree with that, but I appreciate the help getting me this far. And I'm trying to do everything I need to do, but it's harder than I thought, and I didn't realize everything it was going to take.
Yeah, it takes a lot. It's not just the magic fix-all. Like, people who think that don't really understand. Like, does it help? Yeah, for sure. It helps a whole hell of a lot. But at some point, like, you have to start doing a lot of work, a lot of lifestyle changes, and a lot of things just to get it, like, keep this ball rolling. I think that's the part that people neglect. Like, the first year, sure, that's easy. That's why you hear people say they lost weight for a year and then they started to regain. After that first year, it's all up to you. Life is what you make it. You're going to have to roll up your sleeves and stop eating the effing roll.
If you trust someone to do the really hard work for you and you're looking for a quick fix, then you're not going to find it and you're running out of time. But you need to understand at your age and your weight, your body is going to very quickly be at the breaking point and that'll be it for you. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
I just realized that she always dresses like a Twinkie. Is that funny or no? Because she's wearing that yellow shirt. She's white as milk like me, so she's just like cosplaying a Twinkie all the time.
I don't think you do.
I just can't do it. It's been really hard just dealing with cravings, and I appreciate all your help, but this is what I have to do.
All right, Bethany, let me know if you want us to arrange anything in Oklahoma for you. But I would advise you to at least keep going to therapy over there, and we will continue to provide that. But ultimately, I think it'd be best if you continued with the program and do what you need before it's too late.
Isn't Dr. Now so nice? Because he's still going out of his way, even though she's like, I want to quit. This is too hard. Like, he's still trying so hard to keep her in the program and on the right path, even though she's kind of like veered off of it. She can get back to it. And he knows that. It's still so early.
Okay, I'll think about it.
All right, Bethany, I wish you good luck, and we'll be in touch. If you need anything, let me know, okay?
Okay, bye, Dr. Now.
Bethany's choice at this point is obviously very unfortunate. But the reality is that she's been looking for a quick fix to her situation the whole time. And she's not willing to put in the work to deal with what she needs to save her life.
The only person she's really slighting is her, like herself, her and her daughters, and like the rest of her family. That's the people that like I'm mad for. I'm not mad that she's failing at it. I'm mad for the daughters that deserve so much more. Like her 18-year-old grew up way too fast. Watching that girl throughout this episode has made me think I'm watching like a 30-year-old woman. Like she's acting so grown for her age. It's like insane.
But she's playing a very risky game at this point because it's only going to be a matter of time before her body starts to break down more than it already has. And once she gets to that point, her health is going to start to decline rapidly until it's too late for her. But hopefully she wakes up and decides to start doing what she needs before that happens. If she does, we'll be here waiting to help her. But until then, she's risking her life and it could end very badly for her.
I don't know. I don't really think she's going to wake up because this whole episode, she's just been daydreaming and pretending that she's doing everything right. But for some reason, it just doesn't work for her. So I don't know if she ever snaps out of it. Like, I hope she did. I really hope she, like, snapped out of it after this episode. But that's going to be a tough one.
Making this choice isn't easy, but I'm not getting what I need out of the program because the surgery didn't help like I needed it. So I feel like my only hope is finding another way, even though I don't know what that way is.
Really? Because it looks like to me that you just took the easiest option and the quickest out and pretended like that. You're pretending the surgery failed you. That's the annoying part because it didn't. You still have the surgery. Like, you still should not be able to eat very much at all.
I'll consider what Dr. Now said, but at the end of the day, I'm running out of time. And if I'm going to have any chance to save my life, I feel like I have to be able to walk away from what I know isn't working to have any chance at finding what will. And I'm not going to stop until I find it because I still plan on losing the weight and getting the life I want for me and my family, no matter how hard it is or what it takes.
Okay, sweet. So we're going to find a time traveling machine to get rid of the tubby or something, because that seems to be the only option you're going to have if you don't take this more serious and start trying to lose the weight now. But all right, all in all, a pretty infuriating episode. Watching her just kind of like meander through this whole thing and like not really try except for when she wanted the surgery. It's just, I don't know, man. It drives me. It's like rubbing me the wrong way in all kinds of ways. But I'll check. I'll see if Bethany ever got her head back on right or if she just continued to be oblivious to the world and pretend that everything is so woe is me and I'm just the victim of everything. Granted, she had some terrible things happen to her, which she deserves some sympathy for. She definitely did not deserve any of those things to happen to her, so I do feel bad about those. But at some point, once you're a mother, you're a 40-year-old woman, like those things, you have to work through those because you have other lives that you are responsible for and you're the one that's supposed to be raising and taking care of. So for the children, I'm mad. For her, I'm upset because I wish she would have got it right. And for me, I'm just mad I just wasted all this time watching this episode. But all right, guys, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this one. And I'll see y'all later, man. Bye.